wondered, if you could go from knowing basically nothing about DevSecOps to actually being a confident practitioner in just 1 week? Well, that's exactly the promise of a free 7-day course we're going to break down today. We're going to walk you through the entire journey, day by day, and see exactly how it works. Okay, let's just jump right in with the core philosophy that kicks this whole thing off. See, it's not about the tools you buy, it's all about how you think. This quote right here really sets the stage for everything that comes next. DevSecOps isn't about a shopping list for software, it's a total cultural shift.
And that new way of thinking? It's all built on this one foundational concept, shift left. The idea is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Security isn't some checkbox you tick at the very end. No, you have to build it in from the absolute beginning of the development process. That's why this course starts here, with the mindset and practical threat modeling, way before you ever touch a single security tool.
So, here's our game plan. We're going to follow the course's flow. We'll start with the 7-day roadmap. Then we'll dive into the nitty-gritty of securing code and infrastructure, and finally, we'll see how it all comes together in a real-world project.
The whole thing is set up as this week-long journey. It's designed to build your skills up one piece at a time, day after day, so you're never just thrown in the deep end. Now, this slide is great because it just lays out the entire learning curve so clearly. You can see right here, on day 1, you start with the why, the big ideas, the mindset, the threat modeling. Then, you start building skills, layer by layer. Static analysis on day 2, secrets on day 3, containers on day 4, and it just keeps going. Each day adds a new tool to your belt, all leading up to that big capstone project on day 7, where you finally put it all together.
All right, let's see how this all builds up, starting with the first major hands-on area, protecting the heart of your application, its source code and its secrets. This is where the rubber really meets the road.
And this is a brilliant way to look at it. The course teaches you to approach security from 2 totally different angles. On day 2, you learn static testing, or SAST. Think of that like proofreading an architect's blueprints for any flaws before you even start building. Then later on day 5, you learn dynamic testing, or DAST. That's like taking the finished car out and crash testing it to see how it holds up in the real world. 2 different stages, both absolutely essential.
You know, the teaching method here is just so important. It's not just a boring list of tools. First, you really get to understand the problem, like the massive risk of leaving a password or an API key just sitting in your code. Then, once you get the why, you dive into the tools that provide the solution, like Checkoff, Trufflehog, and HashiCorp Vault, and learn how to actually automate this protection. So, once you've secured the code itself, what's the next logical step? Well, you've got to secure the place where that code actually lives and breathes.
And that means diving into modern containerized infrastructure.
Then the course gets into some really pro-level but super important concepts. A big one is distroless images. Sounds kind of complicated, right? But the logic is simple. If your container only has your app and exactly what it needs to run, there are way fewer things an attacker can possibly exploit. No extra tools, no command line, nothing. You're basically shrinking the target. And of course, the course doesn't just tell you what these things are, it shows you exactly how to build them. That's where multi-stage builds come in. You basically use a big container with all your tools to get your app ready, and then for the final step, you copy only the essential files into a tiny, clean, super secure container that actually goes out to production.
The focus then zooms out from just a single container to the entire Kubernetes ecosystem. You learn how to use things like admission controllers to enforce security rules across your whole cluster, how to use network policies to lock down traffic, and how to automatically scan every single image for vulnerabilities with tools like Trivy.
And all of this leads to the grand finale, the capstone project. Day 7 is where all the concepts, all the tools, and all the techniques you've learned through the week finally come together in one big practical exercise.
So this isn't just another textbook exercise. You are actually building the kind of pipeline you see here for a complex, real-world application. The best part? You walk away with a tangible project you can actually put on your resume. It's proof that you can apply these skills, which is an amazing asset to have.
So by laying out this clear, structured 7-day journey, the course gives you not just the knowledge, but the real, hands-on confidence to go out and implement DevSecOps. It leaves you ready to answer this one last, really important question: what will you secure next?
Have you ever wondered how you could go from 0 to hero in DevSecOps in just a week? Well, today we're breaking down a 7-day roadmap that's designed to do just that, embedding security right into the heart of your development process.
So let's start with the single most important idea, and it's captured perfectly in this quote. Before we even touch a single piece of tech, we have to get this right. DevSecOps isn't some product you can just go out and buy. It's a culture you build. It's a mindset, a fundamental shift where everyone, and I mean everyone on the team, takes ownership of security. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about that foundational mindset. Then we'll walk through the 7-day roadmap. After that, we'll zoom in on the core skills like securing code and infrastructure. And finally, we'll see how it all comes together in a real hands-on project.
First things first, we've got to talk about the philosophy. Because honestly, without the right mindset, all the best security tools in the world are just, well, they're just expensive noise in your pipeline. You know, at the heart of this whole thing is one core principle: shift left. Now, traditionally, security was kind of the last step, right? A final hurdle right before release. Shifting left means we pull those security checks way earlier in the process. Think of it like this. It's the difference between finding a flaw in an architect's blueprint versus finding a crack in the foundation after the house is already built. One is a simple fix, the other, a disaster. It's just cheaper, faster, and way more effective.
And this is where that mindset really becomes action. Day one of this journey doesn't start with installing some fancy software. Nope. It starts with a strategic exercise called threat modeling. Before you even write a single line of code, you're learning to think like an attacker. Where are the weak spots? What are the biggest risks? This proactive, defensive thinking, that is the true foundation of DevSecOps. Okay, so with that shift left philosophy as our North Star, let's take a look at the map for the entire journey. This 7-day roadmap is designed to build on itself, taking you from high-level ideas to concrete hands-on skills.
So the week kicks off with the why on day 1, getting the mindset right and doing threat modeling. Then days 2 and 3, we dive into securing the code itself, looking at application security and how to handle secrets. Day 4 is all about modern infrastructure, containers. By day 5, we're testing the running app, and on days 6 and 7, we get into runtime security, and then we put it all together. It's a full trip across the entire development lifecycle. All right, let's zoom in on the first set of practical skills. This is where we get into the nitty-gritty of protecting your two most important assets, your application code and your infrastructure code. So the journey covers two really critical types of testing. On day 2, you learn SAST, or static testing. You can think of this as a spell checker for your code. It's looking for security mistakes before the code is even run. It's called white box testing because it can see everything on the inside. Then later on day 5, you get to DAST, or dynamic testing. This is more like hiring a security guard to actually try and break into your running application from the outside. It's black box because it only sees what a real attacker would see. And let me tell you, you absolutely need both. And this isn't just theory, okay? The path gets you hands-on with the exact tools that companies are using right now. You'll use SonarQube and Snyk to hunt for bugs in your code, Checkoff to scan your infrastructure configs for problems, and HashiCorp Vault to manage secrets the right way so you never accidentally leak a password again. Now, it's not enough to just secure the code. You have to secure the place where it runs. And in today's world, that means containers and Kubernetes. Getting this layer right, which is the big focus of day 4, is totally non-negotiable. So what's the smartest way to lock down a container? Well, you make it as small as humanly possible. This brings us to a really cool concept: distroless images. The whole idea is to strip out absolutely everything that isn't essential. We're talking the command shell, package managers, all those standard tools. All you're left with is your app and what it needs to run. The logic is just brilliantly simple. An attacker can't exploit a tool that isn't even there.
And you pull this off with a really clever process called a multi-stage build. You start with a big container that has all the tools you need to build your app. But then, and this is the magic part, you copy only the finished code into a completely clean minimalist image, so you get a powerful build environment and a tiny, secure runtime environment. It's really the best of both worlds.
And beyond the container itself, you learn how to secure the orchestrator, Kubernetes. This means doing things like using network policies to act as a firewall between your different services, setting up admission controllers to enforce strict rules about what's even allowed to run, and automating your image scanning with tools like Trivy so a vulnerable container never even gets a chance to be deployed. Okay, this brings us to the grand finale. All the theory, all the tools, all the concepts we've talked about, they're not just separate lessons. They are the building blocks for one single awesome capstone project. On day 7, everything just clicks. This is where you stop just learning about it and you start doing it.
weaving together all the skills from the past 6 days into one fully functional, totally secure pipeline.
And just look at all the layers of defense you end up building. You start with threat modeling, just like on day one, and then you build automated gates for static code analysis, for secret scanning, for container scanning, and dynamic testing. You're essentially building the automated security nervous system for your entire application, from the moment the code is written all the way to runtime.
And here's the most important part, the real payoff. The outcome isn't just knowledge. It is a tangible, real-world project you can actually show off. It's proof for your resume, for your LinkedIn, that you don't just know the buzzwords. You've actually built a secure end-to-end pipeline from the ground up. This whole 7-day journey is designed to empower you to answer that exact question. By turning theory into practice, it gives you the mindset, the tools, and the hands-on experience to go out and secure pretty much any project. So the question is no longer if you can do DevSecOps. The real question is, what will you choose to build and protect with your new skills? You've seen the map, now you're ready for the